Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Budget Committee to order. Can we start with roll call, please?
Mrs. Burdick.
Here.
Mr. Barnes.
Present.
Mr. Curran.
Here.
Mr. Fanton. Mr. Ricky.
Here.
Mr. Rumfelt. Mr. Stockin.
Here.
And Mr. Harris. 6 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. And the approval of the March 20th meetings. Can I have a motion, please?
Stocking. Ricky.
Any corrections or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Next will be the County Treasurer, Terry Ross, with our sales tax report. I believe you have good news for us, Terry.
I think there is good news today. This month's report, payments came in and we were like $653,000 over where we were last year during this month. So we have regained some of our losses for the first quarter of the year, and we are up about 4.2%. So that is good news.
That's great. Yes.
We're happy to have that.
Yes. We always like those to go up.
That's right. Yeah, so that's all I have on sales tax unless
Okay.
somebody has any
Unless-
questions or anything.
Anybody have any questions on the sales tax report? All right, then we're going to move on to the community colleges.
Yep, and what I have is I have an updated community college record for you. There was one page that was incorrect in there, so I have a new one for you. I'll hand them out.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and ask any questions, I guess.
I think that for anyone listening, might want to realize that the county picks up the cost of community colleges for all of the towns. And
Correct.
that total for 2023 was $1,044,104.77. So that is a benefit to the towns that the county provides for them.
Correct. And the first page that we're looking at is the blue one. That one goes by the community college cost by town. So that will give you you're in your district, you'll be able to see what the county does pick up for the towns in your district and by town. And it gives you an idea of the number of certificates that we issue for each one of those towns. Now, some students might not end up going to school after they get their certificate, but we do track all that. There are some duplicates that you can see down there. So the total number of students that we paid for was 596 in 2023. Out of that, 295 of them were high school students. It's a big thing to note because originally the county community colleges were set up for postgraduate credits. They have opened that up to high school students, and we pay for kids as young as 14. So the back page of that does it by the highest town to the lowest town. So you can see there what the differences are. Cuba is the largest. They have 58 certificates that we gave out for a total of $123,142 out of the $1 million that we spend.
Are you saying that high school students that are taking advanced placement that are covered under this?
Yes, they are eligible to apply for a certificate of residency, and then the county picks up a third of the cost.
So the students that are actually taking courses in high school
Yes,
is also covered under this program?
correct.
I was substituting in a senior English class yesterday, and 3 of the classes were Alfred.
Yeah.
And I never realized that they were being covered under this.
Alfred is not considered a community college, and they are not eligible if it's an Alfred state program. If it's a community college program like Jamestown or Genesee, then they're eligible.
Okay,
But
so-
Alfred is not considered a community college.
But JCC is.
JCC is, GCC, Monroe, all
Okay,
of
because
them.
some of them were JCC
Yep.
and some of them were Alfred.
Yep, that's how that's broken down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it's interesting to note that on the one page, there's 21 community colleges that students from Allegheny County have attended.
Correct.
So they're
Yep.
going
If we
all
go
over.
if we go to the next one, the next one is the community college cost by college. So the first side is alphabetic. So you can see all the colleges that we paid any kind of tuition assistance to. The back side of that is by the largest to the smallest. So Jamestown is obviously the largest. They're usually the closest, and they're usually have the biggest attendance. And there was 287 certificates sent to Jamestown community for a cost of $530,000. So that's on the green sheet there. Then the yellow sheet gives a comparison to what it was last year to what it is this year. So last year we spent 22, I say last year like it's yesterday, but it's not. So in 22, we spent $971,564 at community colleges, and 2023, we spent $1,044,000. So there was a slight increase of about $72,000, but that's detailed too as well. One side is by town, one side is by college. The one with the star is the correction, because we had that listed as town in your original packet, and that was incorrect. And the last sheet, the pink sheet, gives you the history of the community college costs from 2015 to 2023. So it's a 9-year look back on what the costs were and what the student population was, and all of the good information I just went over in the first 3 pages.
Anybody have any
That also
questions?
is,
Yes.
one side is town, one side is college on that pink sheet, so.
Mr. Ricky?
So what percent of the tuition do we cover? Is there a percentage?
It's supposed to be a third, a third, a third, so it's state, individual, and county.
So we pick up. So they
It
can
is.
go for 1/3 if a kid
Yeah,
applies.
it is not that way anymore. It varies per college. And the state probably picks up the lesser of the third, if you want to say that. They don't pay the third. Correct. Imagine that. That's all I got to say on that one.
Terry, some colleges are more expensive than others.
Some colleges are more expensive than others. We are fortunate that we don't have, well, I take that back. We've had a couple students in the Fashion Institute in the last 3 years. The Fashion Institute in New York City is the highest tuition that we pay, and that is really it's much more than a 2-year, it's much more than a 2-year program. And it used to be that the state reimbursed us for the difference. So they would take the average of the tuitions, and then they would reimburse us for the difference in that. They no longer do that. They haven't done that in probably 25 years. So we pay the full shot for that. And you can see in 2000, and on that pink sheet at the very end, you can see in 2022, we paid $17,000 to just that. And I believe that's only probably one kid. I can look on the other one there. I should know that it's actually one child. Yep.
Do you have any idea why the Fashion Institute price was cut in half this year? One student and.
Might have taken less credit hours. It's based on credit hours. So it's also based on, the number of hours that, in some classes are 2-hour credit hours, some are 3, some are 5, depending on what it is, so.
Terry, just to clarify this actually is normally a town expense, correct?
That is correct. It is by law a town expense. And, prior to my getting here, it was always been a county expense. The county has picked that up. So,
So I would encourage everyone to make sure they show their towns and their district that this is another benefit that the county does provide for them that they don't have to worry about paying for.
correct.
Is that mandated by the state that the town pay it?
It is.
Okay, then we pick it up.
And
Okay.
then we pick it up. I believe that it was part of the agreement when there was no sharing of sales tax. So we picked up that, we established the 8515 bridge program, and many other things were established at that point in time. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Anybody else have any questions about this? Thank you, Terry. Appreciate
welcome.
getting all that information together for us.
You're welcome. I'll thank my staff for that. I wasn't.
Well,
leaving
thank
that,
them,
but
yes,
thank you.
thank you. Any old business today? Any new business? Go to the order. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Rick- Ricky second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Thank you.